How you doing?
Pretty good, Don. How you been?
Oh, not too bad. Your man came up. One of the guys from Reuben's office.
Yeah. I was wondering who it was. The name, I was trying to go ahead and get this name in my mind.
Yeah.
Don Ferguson. Yeah. How you been, Don?
Oh.
You still down at the stockade?
Huh?
You still down at the stockade?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
There was there's a little problem that arose. See, I had an attorney when I first, and I went to court for sentencing.
Right.
And me, so I got rid of him in favor of another attorney, one that Janet picked out for me,
Right.
named Mark Friedman.
Yeah.
And he didn't do a hell of a lot. I signed that car over to him, I gave him the power of attorney. And after about 3 or 4 weeks, he had done nothing, so I sent somebody down to pick up the car.
Yeah.
And consequently, he got no pay, no money, no nothing for his services, and he didn't. What I understand, the only thing he did was file a motion for an appeal.
Right.
And when I talked to, he was going to check that out and see if it was, And I just wondered, maybe, did you hear anything?
No, I haven't. But
See, Janet and I are, not together anymore.
oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she cracked up, all that shit with Bob and everything. Tried to commit suicide and all, she's been signing herself into all kinds of these programs and everything, and
Well, maybe it's just as well, huh?
huh?
But maybe it's just as well.
Yeah. I guess you probably heard I lost my house.
Oh, yeah.
Furniture, I guess somebody's got that, but I don't expect to see that. Of course, there are material things, but I'm going to be kind of left all alone. I got no people or nothing down here, when I do get out.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of I'm trying to keep my head above water, and that's almost impossible to do.
Yeah. Well. All right, look, then tomorrow I'll get a hold of Ellis's officer and I'll find out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And see what, because they'll check on it.
Yeah. See, well, he was here Thursday. He was, right on the spot. He was here.
That's good.
And I spoke with him. Of course, I didn't give him too much detail because he was more interested in seeing if the appeal time had lapsed.
Right, that was the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he told me he'd be in contact with me. That was Thursday. He said Monday, and I hadn't heard nothing from him yet.
Well, unless he had to go to trial today or something.
Yeah.
Usually that happens with a lawyer.
You don't know his man's name, do you?
Well, he's got several there.
Yeah.
You probably talked with what the hell's his name? Richard, I guess. I forget his last name.
Yeah, he gave me his name, but I was, you know how you are when you're in a situation like this. You're kind of excitable, and the name slipped me,
Yeah. Well, I know who it is because I spoke to the party.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I spoke to the secretary, and they sent that party, and he represented me in something too. He's a pretty good young fellow.
Yeah.
And he's sharp. He's very sharp.
Yeah.
And so I'll get a hold of him. I think that's Richard that's handling that thing of yours.
Frank, listen, I want to ask you something, and of course I realize it's over the phone, so you use your discretion. But in the event that in the near future I get out, is there anything that you could do for me or I could do for you?
Well, let's see if you get out first. Let's go ahead and see.
Yeah.
Main thing is get out of the slammer.
Yeah.
And hey, let's see.
Yeah.
And.
I'm not trying to build myself up or nothing, nothing like that to you. I mean, that you got to determine yourself. But I am a hell of a go-getter, and I got several opportunities out there. Like all the bondsmen want me very bad because
Yeah.
You know, I'm a hustler. You know.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is you get out of that jail and get yourself settled, and when you get out, we'll talk.
Okay, fine.
All right.
I appreciate what you did for me.
All right, and I'll get a hold of him tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay. Is it all right if I call you again sometime near future?
Yeah, sure. Matter of fact, why don't you call me tomorrow night if you can, and this way maybe I might be able to let you know something.
Okay, fine.
Okay, and I'll call him early in the morning. But I'll call him as soon as he gets into his office, because if he's not at trial or anything like that, maybe if things are right, he may come down and see you.
Yeah.
If they're not, he'll probably go ahead and tell me, and I can pass it on to you tomorrow night.
Yeah. Make sure you tell him though if there's nothing he can do in that behalf. I'd like to, if possible, if he can find time to handle that. I'd like to. I need a competent lawyer who can go in front of this judge who's highly prejudiced, and somebody of authority and competence that can put something onto this judge.
Yeah.
I mean, that's mainly the reason I'm here is because prejudice.
Right.
He can't stand me, this man, and like I told you before, he said, I don't give a damn what your lawyer says or what you said, what you say. You're guilty. I sentence you to a year. Now get out of here. That's what he. In essence, that's exactly what he said.
Yeah. All right, then let me go ahead and give him a call in the morning.
Okay.
And you call me tomorrow night.
Okay, will do.
Okay.
Thanks. Have a
Right, same with you.
Yeah, bye.
Hello.
Francis.
Yeah.
How are you, Earl?
Hello, Earl. How you doing, buddy?
Okay. I got back into town yesterday.
Oh, good. Yeah, I called up about an hour ago at your house, spoke to your wife, and I thought you were still out of town, but she said, no, he's in town. He's not home, but he's in town.
Yeah, no, I came in and just trying to get a whole bunch of stuff together.
Yeah, you've been busy, huh?
Yeah, I just walked in.
Good.
And I spoke with Simpson.
Uh-huh.
And, see how the hell things have been going. And he says that they, the 11th, they got an attorney meeting with the woman and everything.
Uh-huh.
So you're talking August 11th?
Yeah.
He says, yeah. So what I kind of talked to him and I said, well, look, as of right now, I think what we ought to do is by the 20th of August, if you haven't come up with something concrete, I'm going to have to go to other sources.
Yeah.
And that's, where I'm leaving it with now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And because, I don't want to waste any more time.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah.
And, plus Bob's and Eddie Gibson's and all these other people that, I got here.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just, just letting them know that,
yeah, why not?
Can't sit around and, wait forever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's about where the whole thing stands right now.
Yeah. How does he feel about it?
It's all, he guarantees me that, yes, he can put it together, and it just takes a little time and this and that and the other, So,
yeah. That's Simpson?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, that's Simpson works for this Bob. That's Bob Simpson, right?
Right.
Oh, Simpson is the guy that.
He's the main guy.
He's the main guy, yeah.
Right.
He's the one your buddy Earl works for, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, if he seems to can put it together, he possibly can. But like you say, you're probably shaking his cage a little bit to go ahead and hurry it up,
Yeah. Because I would just like to at least get an idea, from some of his people. So, okay, if by August 11th you're gonna, you're meeting with this woman, and you're doing the whole presentation with the attorneys and everything. It must sound pretty good. He said, yeah, it does. I said, okay, fine, because if not, we really, I can't afford to have all these people, Bob,
tied up on one thing there.
Right.
Yeah.
Bob's in Detroit. He's calling me. How are things going? And Eddie's in Detroit, and he's calling me. And Bill Walsh is right now. He's in Atlanta. He's calling me.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here with no answers, and you guys are the ones that are, putting this whole thing together. And I'm giving you all the information, anything you wanted. I've gotten it for you. You said this thing with Frank signing the agreement was the key thing. Okay, you got that. The ad was the key thing. All the information you guys got.
Yeah. Yeah, how much more is there left?
A whole hell of a lot more.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at this rate, hell, I'll just sit down with Frank. We'll take a couple of 3 months, put a script together. Now I'll take it to California. The hell with you. You know? That's don't want to let the damn thing just sit there.
Right. What did he say to that when you told him?
No, you know, he assures me that it can be put together. So,
yeah.
Okay. You know, you guys let me know, but I'm telling you, you know, you know, we're coming up on August, and I want to know what the hell's going on, you know.
Sure,
after
because
the 11th, if not, you know, I'm sorry, we got to take a different stand on the thing.
Yeah.
But, you know, what the hell? It's not, it's got California.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, what do you want to do?
Well, you know, like, if you want to get together, you know, we can start putting some stuff down on tape.
Well, yeah, why not? That at least it'll save a lot of time, you know?
Okay, fine.
It'll save some time, and we can go ahead and start getting some stuff together, because it does take time to, you know, to put it together, and we can do something. I guess you can turn it over to Bob and start getting the script together.
Right.
You know, and at least we'll be that much 10 days ahead of time, you know. And if it goes through, we'll be that much ahead of time.
Yeah. How's your schedule this week?
Well, I'm anytime you want to get together.
Okay. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
Yeah.
How about if we get together tomorrow night?
You want to come over to the house tomorrow night then?
That'd be fine.
Okay. You got a tape recorder?
Yeah.
Oh, good. All right. Then what time you want to come over?
What time is good for you?
Anytime.
After supper?
All right. Yeah.
8 o'clock?
Okay. Good enough.
Okay, fine.
Guess what?
What?
Jen's got me on a diet.
You're kidding.
No. She says, I got to go on a diet, and you're going to go on one, too. So she's got me eating carrots and celery and fruit. Started today, you know.
Oh, wow.
And she says, I got to lose 30 pounds. She's going to kill me. Well, I got to lose some weight, really. It's ridiculous. Really. I'm too heavy. All my clothes that I've got some good clothes in the closet, I can't get into them because, you know, they're getting tight on me. And if I buy anything new, which I did buy some, you know, something, I bought some wire-letters, you know, and the price, I got to get extra large. You know, the large, I was wearing large, and they were getting tight on me, and they were uncomfortable. So I had to go ahead and buy about 4 other wire-letters, but they had to be extra large.
Oh, geez.
And all my suits now, well, you know, I bought a suit recently, last month. I had to get a 46.
Oh, wow.
You know, and I was going from 42. Well, when I come out of jail, you know, it was like the 40. I'm big anyway, you know.
Yeah.
But hell, I was about 190 pounds when I got out, which was my good weight. And so now I'm like 222, and it's, you know, I gained 32 pounds since I've been out of jail. And it's too much, really. I got to get back down again.
Right.
I'll feel better. So she got me
on start eating more again.
You know, a friend of mine's came over to see me, you know, and I said, you want to have some dinner? And we had the plate with the carrots and the celery. I said, he said, you got a kid. I said, no, I'm inviting you for dinner. He said, no, I'll just take tomato juice. Because Jen was drinking tomato juice, and I hate tomato juice. I was drinking orange. He says, no, thank you.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's a funny bit. I wonder how long it's going to last.
Yeah.
I expect I'll lose 10 pounds by the end of the week. Not by the end of the week, I won't. No, listen to this, 30 pounds. You know. Great. He says, Janet says, turn on channel 10. There's Oswaldo on there. Oswaldo Calvo.
What's he doing?
10. What's he doing? Oh, this Carib program, Carib, he's on there. Well, you probably don't even want to look at it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll see you tomorrow about 8.
Okay, you coming over tomorrow night at 8 o'clock then?
Right.
All right.
Okay, Frank.
Bring your tape recorder.
I sure will.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Earl.
Your point, you know that.
Who's that?
Oh, our old friend got killed down there in Panama. Goddamn it. Oh, shit. Ramon. Not Ramon. Ramon's the one that killed up the president.
Ramon was the president, right?
Yeah. Ramon was the president. That's
right.
And
Ruben Miro.
But I think...
He admitted that he killed the president.
Yeah. But then they turned around 3 days later and said he didn't do it.
Right.
And then they gave him a $30,000 or $40,000 house.
Yeah.
So, but I think if this Navarro, who's an acting junta, got the place down there, I think he's kind of scared of that son of a bitch. Because, he's a radical son of a bitch, you know that.
Who's that? Who we talk about now?
Well, Navarro, he's a...
Well, who's Navarro?
He's the one that's running the country down there now.
Oh, you mean Torrijos?
Torrijos,
yeah. General Torrijos.
Yeah, I think he's a little bit scared of him.
Scared of who? Red, you got me in circles.
Of our old buddy, the one that got killed.
You mean Ruben Miro?
Yes.
Oh, now I follow you. Torres was scared of Ruben Miro. Do you think that maybe General Torres had anything to do with killing him?
Well, you goddamn right to do. It was before the junta took over. Just about the same time they took over,
Yeah.
Just quite close together,
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah.
And I imagine that somebody's always got some kind of a counteraction plan to counteract that, how he was,
Yeah.
And I tell you what, he was a tough son of a bitch, and they didn't take him very goddamn easy like, that.
Yeah, Ruben?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you say Ruben got, he got machine gunned 27 times, huh?
Yeah.
And they cut his balls off?
Balls off, and put his balls in his mouth, and they put his balls in his ears.
What do they do that for?
I don't know. I don't understand that. I just saw the paper.
Yeah.
The article. I was here. Father-in-law sent up to me. God damn it. I didn't know that goddamn old Ed spent 12 years in the goddamn Legion.
You mean Ed?
Yeah.
Yeah, he spent 12 years in the French Foreign Legion.
God damn, that's a long time, and that's something,
Yeah.
One goddamn month is long enough for me, and that's something, Not 12 goddamn...
Hey, let me ask you something. Who introduced Ruben Miro to me?
Huh?
Who introduced Ruben Miro to me? Do you know? Because I knew Ruben in Havana. He contacted me in Havana.
Well, let's see. How'd that come about?
That was he was staying at the St. George Hotel.
I think you gave me his address.
Did I give? Yeah, I gave you his address one time when you were in Panama. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty goddamn certain. That's right.
Yeah. And I don't know whether he came up here or not because
he came up here and we met him one day down there on the right by what's the main street there, Flagler?
Flagler Street.
Right by that hotel. What's that hotel there where all the Latins hang out at? Right there by the
Everglades.
By the Congress.
By the
Congress building, right on the corner there.
Yeah.
He was coming out of there. You and I met him there.
Yeah, because I knew him from Cuba.
And he was talking to us. He wanted to buy. He wanted to get a hold of a couple of P-25s.
Yeah.
He wanted to drop a few bomb shells over the gate just to scare the people.
Who was president then?
Huh?
Who was president then?
The milkman.
Okay.
The biggest head in Panama.
They call him the milkman? What year was that in the Salt Miro?
Well, that was, I went down there. I started going down there in 60, 61, 62, long ahead. So it was about 62 I met him. Then still gave me the old Commandante's telephone number. That's what he had now.
Yeah. But what year was Miro here?
Huh?
What year was Miro here in Miami?
Well, let's see. It was you and I, because I was here. God damn it, it was before I moved down there.
Yeah.
So I went down there in 63. We must have gone in 62, somewhere along in there, somewhere along in that place.
It had to be in 62, huh?
Yeah, because I went down there. When did I go down there? I went down there in 64, I guess, wasn't it? Somewhere like that. Maybe around 63. But that night I picked him up and I took him up to Hollywood, up to Howard Edwards.
Yeah.
And Howard Edwards gave him a hot deal. And I told you, put me in there as a secretary of the company twice. Took me out, put me as a physical agent and everything. He do anything for a goddamn dime, you know that.
Yeah.
Nobody that knew the goddamn books that owned was going on, but that Howard Edwards was trying to make an ass out of me. He better watch out because I know the law down there as good as he does,
Yeah.
I don't have to go check the goddamn thing, and as soon as they filed the goddamn papers, I went right over and I opened the goddamn book up and looked at it. Secretary of the company, shit. I hadn't even didn't know goddamn board meeting or shit or anything else.
Yeah.
and voted me out the same goddamn day.
Yeah.
And then Reuben put me in there as syndical agent, so that cleared the whole goddamn deal for ours for $100,000.
Yeah. You know, there was an article in the paper that Reuben Mira was the assassin, or at least he admitted he assassinated the president of Panama.
Oh yeah, he did.
And that supposedly I was a CIA contact in Havana, and also the United States, and boy.
Oh, bullshit.
Yeah, that's
I met talk with you right with him on the goddamn street. Whenever
Yeah.
the goddamn thing that I know was everybody was about,
Well, yeah.
you know, readying to us all, not a goddamn bit,
Yeah.
not a goddamn thing.
Now, this is the shit that came out in the paper.
Down in that goddamn country, you get away with shit if you got politics, you know, on the goddamn on your side down there. Like him, he got away with every goddamn thing.
Whose side he was on then?
Well, I tell you what, Reuben was on any goddamn side to make any money on. He did a shit about nothing as long as he had money.
Yeah, he was a revolutionary.
Well, he was a mercenary, but he wanted money.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing things along money and open, but he was on to put a $100 bill in his pocket and he put a suit around and go for the cabin.
He was a lawyer, wasn't he? He was a lawyer.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was a brilliant man. Don't worry about that. If he's in these goddamn industries and he finds that goes to the law, he's in a goddamn whiz, you know.
But I wonder if he really killed him.
Well, I don't know. I know the guy that married the Ramon's wife. He's American. I can't remember his name right now. He's a good lawyer.
The guy who married the Ramon's wife.
Yeah.
He's the president. You mean the wife of the president today?
No, the one Miro killed.
Oh, the wife of the president.
Yeah.
President Ramon. Yeah.
Was an American in Louisiana. Yeah. He got a big office in it down now. I was in it for a while in the office, and I'm in it. George knows what that's really thing.
George Drake?
Yeah, so I just really kind of talked to him about that. You know, the goddamn good George, he's got married now.
He married the wife, the ex-wife.
He got down and came back to
He married into wealth.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only way to do it down there. You know, not like me, working iron around or shit.
You should have got in with the big people down there.
Huh?
Should have got in with the big class down there.
Well, I would have. I've been there long enough. I hadn't got the goddamn sick, Frank. I got down there died. You don't know that. I was dead.
Yeah.
I was down 6 weeks. I was down there.
Yeah.
I was unconscious for 7 days. Yeah. I was down. I was in there for 2 months. I come out and I could hardly stand up. I just kept on getting worse and worse. I finally come up here.
I wonder what the hell's going to happen down there now.
Well, I think they're going to keep on installing him on this goddamn
canal thing.
He's going to, and those goddamn students, they're going to keep on. He's got them back in the whole car. You know, to use them for.
I wonder what's his angle. His angle.
His angle is get all he can get.
That's his president.
Yeah, that's all I can figure. He's got his own. He wants his own. He wants his own Air Force. Otherwise, Panama has never had an airport. You know that. They've always had the goddamn American Air Force. Helicopters.
Well, the defense of Panama was the American government.
Well, certainly, I mean, but now
And he wants to have his own military force.
Yeah,
huh?
he's got planes now with
You think?
the area on them,
You think maybe that's what he's angling underneath the?
Yeah, he wants to be a big shot, a big deal, like and he's got a country about 10 miles wide, 50 miles wide, and honking his horn, you know that.
Yeah. You're seaman.
I work on the bottom of that down 50% of the goddamn top of those ships sitting on top of it.
Yeah.
Scared the piss out of me. Goddamn it, that fucking walls everywhere and that ship and all come out over there and that goddamn lost, you know. Goddamn, I'll have to tell to see those goddamn things go out. And big holes in the bottom, the goddamn guy disappear, ball down, and some this is a 6 foot around, you know. They're 8 foot, they're just about 8.5 foot apart. There's just enough room for you to walk by a truck inside it. You talk to the guy and look back, you forgot to step back, and you throw down the goddamn hole, 10 foot down. So that's inlet and outlet, you know, where it goes to, you know.
Yeah.
That's all fresh water. There's no salt water there, you know.
Yeah.
Goddamn thing. Well, when are you going to borrow away?
Well, I'm supposed to be out that way tomorrow.
Because I'm in the office now.
Yeah.
I think he's going up the tower, because I got the clear cleaned up now, so I got office.
Yeah.
Up there. Donnie's working out there.
Uh-huh.
You know, the whole goddamn truck by itself today.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all left it. He's up there putting out there. He'll work, this little bastard. He even works his trip, he'll work. One thing about him, he'll try.
Yeah.
One thing to do. But I'll get a hold of those. Because he wanted to talk to you about some attorneys, I know that.
Yeah.
That was what he had in his mind he wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go ahead here and put the shit on and after you meet us and make a mistake, or you know what I meant.
Right,
I'll
yeah.
just turn around and walk off and tell you what the hell he wants.
Let's make it for this coming week. We'll get together with him.
Yeah, he's I don't know if he's a court as much as he is, or if he's gets in or what. I heard he's got a hippie now, you know. He's got hair down the back of his ass.
You
I don't
kid.
know.
Wow.
I don't know if he's in court. The way he's talking about, he's in court every goddamn day. He must be having a nice day.
Yeah.
So I'll get a hold of him.
Hello?
Hello, is Ed home, dear?
No, he's not.
Oh, I messed him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, will you tell Frank call?
Yeah, I will.
You know what time he'll be in there?
I don't really know.
No?
Probably not till late.
Oh, it's late. Okay, tell him I'll call him tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Bye-bye.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, how you doing?
Well, I got a little bit of good news. I got a call today from the editor of Little Brown Publishing Company in Boston.
Yeah.
And they're interested in, he says that he got the outline some time ago,
Yeah.
along with Curtis's letter, but he forgot about it and it got buried under a pile of stuff. And then Curtis called him again and asked him what he was doing with it, if anything.
Yeah.
And then he dug it out, so he's interested. He wanted me to send him a little more material.
Uh-huh.
And, for example, he said corroboration. Well, I'm going to put in a few names. I'll say what the things were corroborated by, like D.S. Lance and this and that.
Geraldine Sharma. And the girl.
And all the names, Max, this and that.
Right.
And so I'll get that off to him and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, all right, good. Matter of fact, Max, I think, may have something. He's trying to do something with somebody, And I was with him, and I read it, and I said, boy, I said, what you trying to do? I says, if you're going to do anything, you know, try to give it to Paul. Let him take a look at it and see if he can use it.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, you know, straightened him out on a couple things on the thing and so forth. And he's getting some of that stuff typed up. And he wanted to send it to some of these tabloids. And I told him, well, before you do that, you know, send something.
It was Harcourt Brace, maybe.
Yeah.
But anyway, the guy saying that he thought it would have been an interesting project, but he had to turn it down because there's so many books on the CIA coming out in everyday newspapers. There are other revelations. But I told the guy in Boston, I said, well, I don't. This is not it's supposed to be an expose of the CIA. This is supposed to be the story about one guy who was a spy and his stone ring and how he put it together. And then, so you have the intrigue, plus a little bit of the expose, plus the adventure, which is the main thing.
Right.
And he seemed to go along with that concept.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the opposite to Boston. They got stung recently for a pretty good fee. I think they paid $100,000 or more for the memoirs of Charlie Lucky, and they bought a bag of shit.
Yeah, I see it's on the newsstand, but it's, you know.
And the guy, you know, he didn't even know anything about the mob. I had lunch yesterday with an editor up at Playboy Press. I was he's doing my other book, and I was trying to sell him an ours thing. And he said that he had to put the thing up on the bulletin board there when they wrote it, and he was very impressed with it.
Yeah.
But a couple of the other ones, when they had the editorial conference, they were worried about what was coming out.
Yeah.
So they held off. But anyway, he gave me a copy of this Luciano book. And on the train coming home, I just glanced at it, and one of the things I saw was what they're talking about where they knocked off Anastasia.
Yeah.
And they're actually quoting Luciano was saying that the three gunmen who did it were Joe Gallo, Joe Profaci, and Joe Biondo. And Profaci and Biondo, for Christ's sake, were old men.
Yeah.
And Profaci had never killed anybody in 50 years at that point. He was dying of cancer. He
Yeah.
ordered it, but he sure in hell didn't do it.
Yeah, now I can understand Joey Gallo being
Well,
involved.
Gallo was involved.
Right.
Some of his men were involved.
Yeah.
Frank Iliano was involved, and I know there was a couple other guys who were with him on that.
Yeah.
A guy named Bobby, well, I can't think of his name now, but Bobby Darrow, they called him.
Yeah.
But it's so ridiculous when you mention a guy like Profaci to be in on the hit when he was an old boss.
Yeah. Well, you know, one other thing you might be able to tell these people when you talk to them, as far as the book is concerned, you know, tell them, say, hey, you know, Frank was made in charge of the gamma casinos in Cuba,
Right.
you know, which was the mob thing.
Right.
And
Also, I told them that you were before the, was that the Church Commission or the Rockefeller Commission?
Rockefeller Commission.
The Rockefeller Commission.
Yeah, it was
That's
2
what I
days.
said. Huh?
2 days in
2
front
days,
of.
that's what I said. And I
Yeah.
said that also all what you told them there will be available.
Yeah, because you know the Rockefeller Commission report is out already.
Yeah, the commission report is, but not the full thing.
Well,
the
no.
report is out, but not the testimony.
Right. Right. They
Well,
won't give the testimony out because you
Yeah.
know why? I asked for my testimony. He says, Frank, I'm sorry. He says it's stamped top secret and is going to the archives.
Well, that's bullshit, though. You know, legally, I checked that out, and legally, you're not bound by anything. It's not like a grand jury thing.
Well, I had to swear. You know.
That doesn't make any difference.
Yeah.
There's no legal recourse whatsoever.
Yeah. He told me that they would give me permission to go there to review, and if there's any changes in there that I wanted to make, you know, I could do that. He says, but as far as for me getting a copy of my testimony, I couldn't have it. Isn't that ridiculous?
As far as that's all a crock of shit, because maybe they wouldn't give it to you and they stamp everything top secret, but there's nothing legally to prevent you from divulging everything that they ask you.
Because I had some hot stuff in there that I told them.
Yeah.
You know, I told them that I was while I was plotting against high Cuban government officials, even though some of the plots, you know, some of them did not succeed, especially against Castro, but there were a couple others that did succeed, you know, which caused the death, you know, of a couple high-ranking officers and so forth, and which I told them, you know, I said eventually I'm going to put that in my book.
Yeah, well, that's it. We don't even have to say.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to know all the areas that were discussed, and we don't even have to say that they were mentioned there.
Right.
Then we can just say that these happened.
Right.
On that date you did this and you did that.
Yeah.
So I think that's an encouraging sign.
Yeah.
And I'm going to send him what he wanted, and so we'll see.
Okay.
They don't move too fast, but I figure within a month that we ought to know one way or another. The fact that he called me long distance from Boston shows they're interested.
Yeah. Are they a pretty good company?
Yeah, they're a big company.
They are? Well,
Yeah,
let's hope that they give us a good contract.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. That's the thing. Now we'll see what Curtis can negotiate.
Yeah.
And these people at Reader's Digest, I never heard any more from them at all.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. My wife was saying, you know, that's a hell of a way to treat you. You know, they call you up, invite you to lunch, and then they don't even, when you try and call them, they don't even take your call. It's not like I approach them, they approach me.
Right.
But
Well,
I think that somebody put them up to it to see if they could find out what I was up to.
yeah, possibly. And like you say, if they're connected with the company, with CIA, you know, they probably want to stay clear. Because, you know, I'm still hot potato.
Well, I think that the guy who runs that outfit, the whole thing, that's a one-man, he and his wife run the whole business, and they're very closely connected with Langley and with FBI and with certain politicians.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And they probably told him to stay clear because of the problems they had with Victor Machete, you know.
Well, either that or they told him, listen, why don't you send somebody in there and see if you can talk to the guy, and maybe he'll tell you more than he would tell us, if they know I would tell him anything.
Right.
Well,
let's see what happens.
yeah, I feel good about that. That's the best news I had all day. My air conditioner broke down and everything else.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
Feels like Miami up here. Jesus, it's
Oh.
hot now.
Yeah, but it's nice down here.
Well, not nice up here.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm off.
Are you home?
Yeah.
You are home?
Uh-huh.
Okay, then I'll try to get a hold of Maxie. I don't know whether I can get him tonight or not, but I'll try to get a hold of Maxie and have him give you a call
Yeah, good.
and see what he's got, because I think he might have something very interesting.
What's he going to? Is he ever going through that or through with that lawsuit?
Well, his lawyer was on vacation. I think he went around the world.
Well, I'm going to say that, I'll say in this letter, I'm going to say that to make it look like a disinterested guy, I'm going to say that it was also confirmed by Max Gorman Gonzalez, who was on a mission with Sturgis to Mexico and is now announced through his lawyer that he intends to sue the CIA for failing to disclose that they were behind the mission.
Right. He's trying to sue him for 1 million clams.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He's crazy enough to collect some.
Well, who knows?
They might just throw him $100 grand and shut him up.
Yeah. Who knows?
He never got my cowskin either, Fred. Tell him. Tell him all that $26 for bullshit. I thought he had it all ordered.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Well, you know, he's crazy.
Yeah.
He is something. I'll remind him of that also.
Yeah.
I'll remind him of that. And what I'll do is I'll have him call you and read that stuff to you over the telephone. It'd be easier than for him to send whatever he's got to send up to you. I'll tell him to go ahead and read it to you over the telephone and then send you a copy of it, have him sign it, so you'll have at least a photostatic copy with his signature on it.
Okay.
So, you know, you can say, hey, I got this from this guy, you know, not just a phone call, but I got a copy of what he told me, and you'll have it in black and white.
You think I can mention in there that Howard, E. Howard would verify this?
No.
Talk to him? Would verify that you work for him? Think he would?
Well, let me. In what way?
Well, just in a vague way that you were under in a group that he was funding.
Well, can you put it this way? Can you put it, because Howard was my boss. You can go ahead. You can go ahead and say, well, you know, testimony came out through the Watergate. You know that Sturgis did work for E. Howard Hunt, and that's it.
Right.
Because you got Watergate and you got testimony from the Senate, and you got, you know, that which he admitted himself to the Senate I worked for. Now, you're not putting any dates down.
No.
You know, so that will give the people the idea, you know.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I want.
Right.
Okay.
And,
so I'll get started on that tomorrow. I'll write up the outline and send it off to him.
right, because there was testimony and books and everything that came out that Howard says, you know, hey, we're going to go ahead and work just like we did in the old days.
Right.
You know, and when he talks about the old days, that's CIA days.
Right.
So, I mean, you can make certain quotes, you know, to the fact without putting days, you know, dates in there, which will give people impression that, you know, because remember in the old days, Howard testified in front of the committee under oath, and so have I, you know, for the grand jury and the Senate Watergate Committee and the Rockefeller Commission, that I didn't know him possibly as early as late 71 or early 72, you know?
Yeah.
So naturally, I'm sure Howard's not going to perjure himself, and neither am I, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to naturally say that, you know. And even though I did know that Barker's control officer was Eduardo, you know, but only in name only, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's all right. That doesn't need to be big.
Yeah, because I had a different control officer than Howard during those days. Howard was political and I was paramilitary.
Right.
And so they played politics while we did, you know, the military thing. And I got a lot of information on those boats, you know, the wrecks and all those things. Quite a bit of information on that.
Good.
Which would be good for the book. You know, the infiltration teams and some names and the boats, the names of all the boats and a lot of the guys' names and so forth. So I got that information.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get going on it then and hope for the best.
All right, let's see what happens. So you're thinking about, you might hear from them maybe the next few weeks, huh?
Oh, yeah, sure, I should.
Well,
If
good.
I send them the material I want, then they always fart around for a few weeks.
Yeah,
Just to make it look like they're doing something that takes a lot of time.
yeah. Well, let's see, then Dick Curtis has moved a little bit then, huh?
Well, I figured he was moving, although I wasn't sure how much clout he had. Some agents have, you know, they establish personal rapport, some of them do.
Yeah, but he sure moves slow, though.
Some of them don't. Well, I don't think it's so much him as it is the publishing company.
Yeah.
But they always move slow. That's the story of my life. You know, you submit something and then you wait and wait and wait. And they fool around forever.
Yeah. And tell him also add to that thing about the JFK assassination, the areas there that I've talked with the Rockefeller Commission and some insights, you know, on that. And which confirms what has been coming out, even with the Senator McGovern stated about at least 24 attempts by only the Cubans only that he knows.
Yeah.
Not counting, you know, the CIA attempts. Because they're claiming that these 24 people were connected, associated. But I read the thing and I read the names and so forth, and most of it's a lot of bull, you know. But still, it's a story, and but they left a lot of things out and a lot of people out, which was good. And but hey, I mean, that's a story in itself, you know. It's a story in itself.
Some of it we can maybe use as background.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Okay, so I'll let you know as soon as I hear anything, and send me that story, and I'll put it in the file.
I sure will.
Very good.
I'll mail it to you tomorrow.
Say hello to Jan.
Right.
Right, bye.
Right. Goodbye. Sent him a copy of the outline, and he says that once they get it, he should hear something in about 3 to 4 weeks, and who knows, he may be starting a book.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, which would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I told him, I says, Christ, it's been long enough. He says, well, he said, they had everything buried in a whole pile of stuff. He said, and they came across it, he says, and then they gave me a call, and he says, so I was surprised. He says, you know, when they called me, he says, and they told me they were interested. Wanted to know a little bit about your background and so forth. He says, well, you know, with all these CIA exposures coming out, we didn't want to write a book on CIA again. So he said, well, it's not a book on CIA. He says, it's a book on the man's life of, you know, what he did and who he was connected with and so forth. And Paul is a tremendous writer because, you know, he's an investigative reporter for the New York Daily News.
I see.
And he has written several books on many of the different crime syndicate people. And so he's pretty much aware, you know, of a lot of things that's going on in New York, especially with the crime syndicate, and also what's going on with foreign situations, CIA, the whole mess. And he's pretty well up to date on things, you know, which is very important where it comes to a writer.
Right.
And so anyway, it was good news that he called me. He says, who knows, maybe in about 4 weeks you'll have a contract to write the book of your life.
That'd be great. That'd be real good.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe if everything comes together, I'll be making some money.
That's important.
Yeah, hey, look, you know, But they got to fall in place, and then like anything else, everything takes time.
Right.
Yeah, it takes time.
Right.
And, you know, it's, well, we see, I guess.
Yeah.
Wait and see. What's happening?
Well, I was calling you. You know, I got the recorder and everything, and you know how we left it for tonight. Well, you know, if you're all ready,
I've been ready. I done finished my carrots and my celery, and I'm dying of hunger pangs.
Well, listen, I can be there in about 30 minutes.
Well, I'll be here.
Okay.
I'm waiting for you.
I'll see you then.
Okay, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Right, goodbye.